We want to find the real roots, all real roots of this cubic equation. Looking at this cubic equation and the coefficient of 8 and minus 6, we remembered from trigonometry that cosine of 3 theta is equal to 4 cosine cubic of theta minus 3 cosine of theta. And this gives us a hint that there may be a solution for this equation by assuming that x is equal to cosine of theta. Now, to prove this, we need to prove that the solution of this equation is x between minus 1 and 1. Now, to check on that, we find f of minus 1. So if we assume that f of x is 8x cubed minus 6x minus 1, we find f of minus 1, and f of minus 1 would be, in this case, as minus 3. Then we find f of minus 0.5. And f of minus 0.5 is 1. We find f of 0.5, which is equal to minus 3. And finally, we find f of 1, which is equal to 1. And because f of x is a continuous function, it's a polynomial, every sign change indicates a root. So there is a root in here between minus 3 and 1. There is another root between 1 and minus 3. And another one between minus 3 and 1. So in this case, we can assume that x is cosine of theta. Now, if x is cosine of theta, then the equation would be converted into 8 cosine 3 of theta minus 6 cosine of theta, and we take 1 to the other side, is equal to 1. Dividing both sides of this equation by 2 to end up with the 4 and minus 3 coefficient of cosine 3 theta. So we factor by 2, and then here we have 4 cosine 3 of theta minus 3 cosine of theta is equal to 1, or this would be now cosine of 3 theta. So we have 2 times cosine of 3 theta is equal to 1, or cosine of 3 theta is equal to 1 over 2. So in this case, we find that 3 theta is equal to and plus or minus pi over 3. So in this case, k changes from 0, 1, 2, 3 to infinity, but we remember we need to find only 3 roots, or the first 3 roots of this equation. So theta is equal to 2 k pi over 3 plus or minus pi over 9. And for this problem, the 3 roots that we find, the first 3 roots that we find from this equation, x would be equal to cosine of pi over 9. The next one would be x equal to cosine of 5 pi over 9. And the next one would be cosine of 7 pi over 9. And these would be the 3 roots of this equation. We can also convert this to degrees. So cosine of pi over 9 is cosine of 20 degree. And x is equal to cosine of 100 degree. And x is equal to cosine of 140 degree.